Hello, everyone. My name is Ariel Finfrock, and I am presenting my internship project, which is the Twin Harbors Skills Center Marketing Materials. My start date is October 1st, and my end date is the 14th of May. So for part one, we'll start off with the summary. I am planning to develop new marketing materials for Aberdeen School District's Twin Harbors Skills Center. The vision statement is something I developed talking with my mentor, who is the CTE director of Aberdeen School District, Lynn Green. And she explained that since COVID-19 pandemic, it has been difficult to engage students and families, and we have lost a lot of community awareness about what the Twin Harbors Skills Center offers. Therefore, we need to re-engage families and students, raise awareness about post-secondary opportunities, and restore hope for the future that was lost during COVID. So this effort to renew these marketing materials is a part of this larger vision. Up next is the project description and expected outcomes. So a little bit of background, the Twin Harbors Skills Center serves 11 school districts in and around Grays Harbor and currently offers 5 programs: an auto shop program, an HVAC and refrigeration program, criminal justice, medical assisting, and a certified nursing assistant program or CNA program. The products that I will produce will include some print materials, such as a brochure with information about all of the Skills Center programs, a one-pager for each program, and then postcards for each program that can be used for welcoming students or writing thank you notes, and then a generic postcard for the entire Skills Center for that same purpose. I will also be updating the Skills Center website, so that'll include new program descriptions, faculty bios, new photos of each Skills Center with students at work and the facilities, and then short video testimonials from students. In terms of long-term sustainability, I will transfer all of the digital files to my CTE director at the end of this project so that she can then update the documents in the future and continue to use them for years to come. So for the support from research and best practices, this section is directly related to social emotional learning, diversity, equity, and inclusion. I am going to pull together some demographic data from Skyward to get a better picture of the Skills Center demographics historically. That includes which schools in the region have been sending students to the Skills Center, as well as information about the type of students who've been attending. So race, socioeconomic status, English language learners, IEP and 504 plans, all of those kind of details so that we can get a better picture of who this Skills Center has been serving historically, and then compare that with the communities that have this option available to them so that we can see where some of those underrepresented groups might be, as well as underrepresented schools that we can make a direct effort to include more in this new round of marketing materials. The non-discrimination statement is something that is important to put in all the materials. So we already know that going into it. And then a couple of other things we already know we want to make sure to include are Spanish translations of all of the materials that we develop. And then pictures. When I'm taking pictures and videos, I want to make sure to highlight minority students or other underrepresented groups that we identify, as well as non-traditional students. For example, men in the certified nursing assistance program, or women in the auto shop or the HVAC and refrigeration program. A little bit more about SEL diversity, equity, and inclusion. I would like to maintain a focus on equity during this project by making sure the marketing materials I develop represent the full diversity of the communities this Skills Center serves. My hope is that all students will be able to see themselves finding success at the Twin Harbors Skills Center by creating marketing materials that are informative, engaging, and inclusive. The key stakeholders that are a part of this project are, first off, Lynn Green, my mentor and CT director. She is the supervisor and has final approval over everything that I'm creating. The 4 skill center teachers, there's one teacher that does the CNA and the medical assisting program. They will complete a questionnaire so that we have some basic information that's the same from all of them. And then they will also help to facilitate my site visits and the interactions that I get to have with students. So that will be really important to be working closely with them. The teachers will also play a big role in providing feedback in that early draft of those materials. Students will provide testimonials, feedback on the drafts, and then they will collaborate with me when we talk about the type of videos that we will be making, especially when it comes to what to include on the website in order to effectively market these programs. Counselors, so all of the counselors at the 11 schools the Skill Center serves play a big role in pointing students in this direction who might have an interest in the programs. So I will be wanting feedback on the drafts of the marketing materials from some counselors, as well as parents, looking for feedback from some of the parents. And then the General Advisory Committee, so the CTE Advisory Committee has regular meetings, and I will want to make sure that at the winter meeting, I share the drafts with them so that I can get their feedback and make final changes before the final drafts as well. Lastly, the budget. This project will be funded using the Aberdeen School District's CTE state apportionment funds. So the general CTE funds, we are estimating the program cost, or the print cost, excuse me, for all the materials to be about $5,000. And then we're going to make a lot of copies so we can use this for many years. And then the Canva subscription that I will get in order to do the graphic design work, that is free for educational institutions. So part 2, when it comes to how I chose this project and the research, this grew out of a conversation with my mentor and a need that she identified, excuse me, that they have within their program to really redo a lot of these materials, because they've been using them for many years and they haven't been redone since COVID. So getting some more recent pictures in there, and especially on the website, updating a lot of what's on there. So that's where this need came from. And then I also have not worked with a skills center before in my time as a CTE teacher. And so it is something that I was really interested to learn more about. And that this project presents me with the opportunity to learn and advance my own knowledge and skills in that area. All right, so the project implementation, data points, and stakeholder roles. For this one, I put in the timeline that we developed for one of the modules, because that was the easiest way to hit all of these important points. So you can see here my goals in this column, the action steps to get there, and then the evidence of achievement over here. So introductions happened this week. That date has already passed, where I met teachers and toured facilities. And I met all 4 of the teachers and then saw their classrooms and labs. I will then be setting up visits with each of those teachers to come in and see their classrooms and start taking pictures of their students at work. So the data point there would be getting an email confirmation from them with a date and time. Finalizing the needs, so making sure that we sit down after I have done some of these visits and we finalize that these are the print materials, the list of final print materials we want, and what kind of digital marketing materials we want. If we want to add social media or just stick to the website and those specific paper documents. Setting up follow-up interviews. So if I discover there are other things that I need, and some of the teachers are out on leave, and so I might have to come back when they are back. So another round of follow-up interviews, setting that up in December, and then confirmation emails for that would be the data point. Teacher contributions received. So this would be in response to the questionnaire that I put out, having that general information we need from each teacher. So getting those questionnaires back. would be the data point. Media completed. So this is the digital files are done with the first draft, or excuse me, this is the digital picture and video files complete, taking all of those so that I can go through them and decide which ones to use. And so having all of those taken and recorded, the goal is February 1st for that. And then March 1st, the goal is to have the first draft done so that I can share it with all of those stakeholders and get their feedback, incorporate that feedback, and then be ready to create a final draft by mid-March and go to my CT director mentor with that for final approval. We can then send it to the person who does the translation services in Aberdeen to get the Spanish translations made. And that goal is April 1st turnaround. Then by April 15th, we can have the documents sent to the printer, and all of those documents getting printed is the goal there. And lastly, on May 1st, be able to complete that project presentation where I share all of the final products from this project as part of our Internship 5 class. All right, so lastly, impact on CTE. The work that I will be doing will help with marketing to raise awareness, advertise, and recruit for all of the Twin Harbors Skills Center programs. Again, the Twin Harbors Skills Center serves 11 school districts in and around Grays Harbor. And there are 5 program areas: auto shop, HVAC and refrigeration, criminal justice, medical assisting, and a CNA program. So this will go a long way to advancing CTE and helping to create more workers and leaders in these fields in our area. So thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to receiving your feedback.